What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be comparing a cheap CYMA M3 spring shotgun versus a more expensive semi-automatic CO2 shotgun from EliteForce. And just seeing how these two compare, how they do with shooting, and just, talking about them in general. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with a shooting test of the CYMA Springer shotgun. And I have this camera right here to get a view of where I'm shooting so you can see the spread. And I have a slow-mo camera next to me that will hopefully be able to see the BBs coming out of these two shotguns. So let's get started with the CYMA Springer. Now we will be using the shotgun shells that came with both of these guns. Let's get into the shooting. One thing about my particular shotgun is this pump doesn't always lock, so I can actually chamber 6 shots if I want to, but let's get into it. Okay, so that does it for our Springer shotgun here. Let's get into the EliteForce, which uses CO2 instead, and see how the spread compares on that camera. This, of course, being a CO2 shotgun, you have to change out the CO2, and this is just to show that, yes, this is a fresh, unpopped cartridge. We're going to drop that in there. Okay, so we got a shell loaded in here. Let's see how it compares with the same target to the CYMA shotgun. And let's see if the one CO2 cartridge can get us through all 7 shells. Because it's pretty cold, so I think the performance should be pretty good. I've heard CO2 does better in the cold. I think that's true, I'm not sure, but let's get into it. It is a bit louder, but as you can see, it shoots pretty damn fast. One thing the manual said about this shotgun, too, is that if you're shooting in rapid succession, it will get weaker if you are spam firing it. And I do think that's the case with what I'm seeing here. But, I mean, really with a shotgun, you shouldn't need to shoot more than 3 times in a row that fast. So I'm going to shoot this one a bit shorter and pretend to pump it. Okay, I'm getting some feeding issues here. Not really great to see, because if this shotgun misfeeds, it will fire 1 bullet at about 200 FPS higher than usual. And the spring in my shell was being weird, so I guess it just couldn't keep up with the rate of fire or something. Let's keep going. This is still shell number 3. That's not good to see or hear. Let's keep it up. This is shell number 4. Hold on. Getting a couple of feeding issues here. Let me dry fire it. Okay, it's all good. Continuing on. Those feeding issues are really concerning. There's a couple times I'm shooting and only seeing 1 BB going. I do want to note, however, that last time I fielded this, I got it pretty muddy. So there could just be some kind of mud or dirt somewhere on the inside that may be causing these issues, but I'm not too excited about how this is going. And yeah, the CO2 is doing very weak now. This is the very end of it. They said you're only about 70 shots maximum before you get to the end of this, so I did dry fire a few times, so this should be almost empty. Okay, so that concludes our shooting test. I did have more issues with this thing than I was really expecting. I only had 2 issues with this on the day that I brought it to the field, so it could just be that I'm shooting it cold, or it could just be that I got mud on it and it's dirty. I'm really not sure. Bit concerning though, but I mean, that first 10 shots were doing great. After around the 2nd or 3rd one, it had some feeding issues. I'm still just going to chalk that up to it maybe being dirty on the inside and a little bit dirty on the barrel. So I'm not sure what the issue is, but pretty concerning because that Springer shotgun costs $60. This one costs $250, and the feeding issues are pretty damn bad. So that's a bit concerning. I like shotguns, so that's why I got this. But honestly, if you were to get a shotgun for yourself in Airsoft, I'd recommend getting a cheap Springer or save up your money. This is $250, save up another $200 and buy an SGR-12 because that is automatic, has a higher mag capacity. I'm pretty sure you can adjust the hop up on those actually. It's battery instead of CO2, so a little bit easier to maintain, I would think. A bit more uptime with the gun instead of changing this out, changing out the mag. So those are just my thoughts. This thing is still really fun to shoot. I don't know why I'm having issues with it today, but yeah, that's the shooting test for both of these shotguns. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more Airsoft content. I'll see you in the next video.